Welcome everyone to this weekend session, or rather I should say it's a workshop on using generative AI for enhanced productivity. And this is Dr. Anirban Dasgupta, and I'll be the instructor for this two-day workshop. And I'll be speaking about the utilities of generative AI, how you can use it for not only your official work, but also in different aspects of life. And hence, I request you all to attend both the days of the workshop, because tomorrow we will be having a lot of surprise elements. Today, mostly, we will discuss on Microsoft Office tools, how to use generative AI for our day-to-day life and how to make it easier. And also, I would like to discuss about the ethical concerns which are there in generative AI. So, before I begin, I just want to know that your basic background. So, it's like how many of you are from science background, how many of you are from computer science background, how many of you are from, say, humanities background, how many of you are from commerce background. So, can you raise your hands, those who are from science background? Okay, that's nice. And how many are from humanities background? Okay. And how many are from, say, computer science background? Okay. And how many, I assume the rest are from commerce background? How many from commerce background? Great. So we have candidates from different backgrounds, and you are all united by this generative AI. So what is generative AI? Let us try to understand. So I'll not be discussing about the technical details of generative AI. That's a separate domain altogether. I will be mainly delving into the applications of generative AI, like how you can use generative AI for your improvement in your work as well as in daily activities. So let's try to understand what is generative AI. So before that, let's break the schedule for the 2 days. So today is day 1, where I would like to give you an introduction about what is generative AI, and in specific, we will be discussing about ChatGPT, because this is the most popular generative AI tool in today's technology. And we will also discuss about some other generative AI tools. That's a surprise element for tomorrow. But as of now, so we will cover today about what is ChatGPT, how to use it, and then how to use it for Microsoft Word applications, and how to use it for Microsoft PowerPoint applications. So I'm sure that all of you have some experience with Word or PowerPoint. So
Dr. Dasgupta.
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
This is Dr. Sujata Hazarika, and
hi.
Yes, I joined. I didn't want to interrupt you, and just a warm welcome and extremely grateful on behalf of Kolkata Regional Center that you are going to do this. And we, as you know, may I just take a little time of your discussion, just to welcome our learners, and also to be able to express our gratitude and for your being here today. Primarily, my dear learners, we are very happy that today you've joined, and there was an overwhelming response for this, and Dr. Dasgupta will tell you how we had to actually select, and I will not say select, but we have prioritized groups on the basis of immediate urgency and also on the basis of the skills which you are already equipped. So this first batch is of course a batch of extreme importance, and almost maybe you're classified in a bracket where we feel that this particular workshop with Dr. Dasgupta will really help you. As you are aware that NEP 2020 and through the mandate of open and distance learning through IGNOU, we are all in this bandwagon of education to make education extremely relevant, extremely innovative, creative, and most importantly, so that we can contribute to the making of an workforce for India, which are highly professional and employable. Let me emphasize this word employable, because being in technology has become mandatory for learners and for citizens from every walks of life. We cannot overemphasize the importance of being adept with technology, so that we are not taken over by technology, but we can use technology as a very, very significant, powerful force in our hand. So this particular program that we envisioned from Kolkata Regional Center was to make sure that all our learners have an access to the emerging technologies and how exactly this could help them in their profession and in their career planning, and also in even for I will also say, because Dr. Dasgupta, as you know, our learners span from different aspects of life. There are also learners who are probably homemakers and even at home, but even they need to be abreast with how technologies are going to change their life, so that they can become mentors for the future generations themselves. So we are very happy to have you here with us, and we hope that these 2 days will give you a significant boost in taking your career forward, especially taking the help of technology, how you can use this technology to take your career forward in whichever area or discipline that you are in. With that, and later on we are going to also use we'll be sending you a feedback form, and through the feedback form, and please keep your chat very active, so that we can take down your questions and all, and we will later on send these, because we don't want you to interrupt the class, but you can take down whatever relevant questions you have in the chat box, for which we will communicate to Dr. Dasgupta later on. And let me, of course, also give a brief introduction for Dr. Dasgupta, who's joined us. He is an assistant professor in the electrical engineering department at IIT Guwahati. He has completed his BTech from NIT Rourkela, and he's done his MS and PhD from IIT Kharagpur. He served as a co-founder of a startup company, Humosys Technologies Private Limited. He also worked at Boeing India Private Limited as an experienced data scientist before joining IIT Guwahati. His research areas include smart transportation, smart education, smart healthcare, machine learning, signal processing, image processing, and embedded systems. So we are very happy to have you here with us, Dr. Dasgupta. And as you can also see, he can also be an example for you. He has been part of a startup, and that's also one of our envisioning plans for India in the future, to have more and more learners, more and more professionals who do not really depend on earning, getting a job, but creates a job through startups. So Dr. Dasgupta is an inspiration for all of you out here, I'm sure, because he started, as you can see, as a startup beginner too. So maybe during the course of your lecture, just to give it a human touch, Dr. Dasgupta, you will also share your experience of how your startups went, so that you can inspire and motivate our learners who have joined you here. Dr. Dasgupta. Will that be okay? For a little,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you, Dr. Sujata. So it was a overwhelming welcome for me. So
Yes,
thank you.
thank you.
Yeah,
You please carry on with the class and keep the chat box alive. All of you, chat box alive, and we will keep your students. Everything will be keep your comments. Everything will be noted down. Thank you so much.
thank you, Dr. Sujata. So first of all, yeah, we will try. I'll try to explain most of the things so that you all gain maximum from this workshop. And in the chat box, I see some people are saying that they are not able to hear me or hear madam. So I think there's a problem with your speakers at your end. So maybe you could try changing the speakers or something. Meanwhile, I'll just try to start the session because it's only our session today. So, so this is what we are going to cover today. So ChatGPT's use in Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. And tomorrow, that is day 2, we will discuss something on Microsoft Excel. Then we will discuss some interesting stuff like project management, how to make daily routine plans, or you can make how to a good tour plan. Say suppose you want to visit a place like Kerala and you have say 4 days time. So how do you use the generative AI to make a plan for you? And also some of you from computer science background need to write a lot of codes, and debugging those codes are very difficult. So we will explore how ChatGPT or generative AI can help you generate the code just by giving few instructions. And then there will be a surprise package at the end of tomorrow's session. So stay tuned. So welcoming to the day 1 introduction to ChatGPT in Microsoft Office. Let us first understand what is ChatGPT, or in general, what is generative AI. So as human, so I think most of you have heard the word AI, artificial intelligence. So what is artificial intelligence? So let us first break the word artificial and intelligence. So what is intelligence? Intelligence is a criteria, not criteria, but a feature of human beings which make them much different from animals or other living beings. And what do you mean by intelligence? Intelligence is basically carrying out specific cognitive functions such as having memory, making decisions, creating something, etc. So all the logical things which we do in our daily life encompass the word intelligence. And intelligence is a measure of how efficiently or how effectively we can perform an activity. For example, a more intelligent person can make better decisions, can create better things and in an efficient way, more efficient way than a less intelligent person. And that's a measure of IQ. And this is what about natural intelligence is. Now, when we can program a computer to make it such intelligent, then that's called artificial intelligence. Because that intelligent is not inborn, but the programmer or the developer is programming the system to do that. And there is a huge rise in making artificial systems, specifically artificial robots, to make them as intelligent as human beings. So ChatGPT is a form of chatbot, AI chatbot, which can generate things like human natural language. Now, again, when I say generative AI, so AI has 2 types. First is discriminative AI and second is generative AI. Now, what is discriminative AI? So, as I said, that human beings can take decisions. Decisions means this is good or bad, this is red or black, this is long or tall, this is sunny or rainy. So we can take inputs from our sense organs and make a decision about things. And similarly, we can also create things, like we can do a wonderful painting, we can write a nice poem or a paragraph article, we can do a nice piece of cooking, or anything which we can create. So the creative part is the generative part. So that's generative AI, which is different from discriminative AI. So chat GPT is technically a chatbot. What is a chatbot? Chatbot means a chatting robot. And it uses AI, which means that it's using artificial intelligence to chat with humans. And it can generate human-like responses. So this technology was developed by this company called OpenAI. And OpenAI is an AI company, research company. And this chat GPT was released in November 2022. That means it's been kind of 2 years. So you can say this is still a state-of-the-art technology. And what chat GPTs can do, it can do a lot of things. I'll give a demo today. So first, how to use chat GPT. So you can open your browser. So here, if you just write chat, so it gives you this command, chat.openai.com. So if possible, you can try out with me. If it is a problem, then you can just see the video and later you may just practice yourselves. So if you open chat GPT, you get this kind of an interface. I hope this interface is visible. Hello, please, can you tell me if this interface is visible or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So here you can write anything. So since this is a chat bot, you can ask about what are you. So you can ask that, hello, tell me something about yourself. So since this is a chat bot, it is saying that what it is. So hello, I'm ChatGPT. Now, if you say that, okay, I can get this information from Google. So if you copy this and paste this in Google, let's see what it says. So Google is a search engine. That is why if I say, tell me something about yourself, it is recommending some YouTube links, and it is recommending some interview question and something. So Google is a search engine. So it will help you search web pages or videos based on your prompt. But ChatGPT will chat with you. Like you can ask the ChatGPT that, tell me about the weather at Guwahati. So it searched for, so it used the search engine, and then now it is saying something on the weather, and it gave a reasonably decent result. That currently the weather at Guwahati is 32 degrees Celsius, humidity level is 84%, and lot of this, and it also gave a link that from where did it find these details. So this is the link of the details. So I guess now you get an idea that what is ChatGPT. So now we will discuss that how we can use ChatGPT to make documents faster in Microsoft Word. So I have pointed out some applications which are the most common usage of Word, and then you can actually try out this. So let's open Microsoft Word. And this opens Microsoft Word. Okay, great. So let us try our first thing. So application letter. Now we all know that it takes a long time to write an application letter. First you have to think how to write, whom to address. So ChatGPT can do that in seconds. I'll just tell you. So you can write professional job application letters, cover letters, customized to specific job roles and companies. Say you want to resign your company and I want to write a letter. So you can write, I am Dr. Anirban Dasgupta, write a resignation letter for me from IIT Guwahati. Say for example. So it can write a letter and see how fast it is writing. Now how you can use this content in words. So one way is you can select this, copy this, and then you can just paste this and see this is your letter is ready. Now you need to, so you cannot blindly rely on AI because this is, of course, this is a very good version of artificial intelligence, but still there can be some errors. So now you have to use your natural intelligence to correct things. Like it has said that this is my name, but since I have not given my address, so it has prompted me that here I should write my this, etc. Then date. And see the intelligence it has used. So since I have written IIT Guwahati, that means it wrote that to the director. But if I write that, if I change the text, if I just say edit message, not this one, sorry, it was this one. So resignation for me from, say, DRDO. Say I'm working in DRDO and it wants to write a letter to resign me from DRDO. So now see, it will change it. So see, it has changed and it has taken the full form that DRDO is Defense Research and Development Organization. If I change it to, say, from a company like, say, Tata Motors, let's see what it says. So here it did not say director, it said Mr., Mrs., and then supervisor's name. So who is your present supervisor? You have to address them. And see, each letter has a different response. Like here, it has given you some kind of intelligence, like what it is. So if you read this letter, you will feel that this is a very professional letter. Like, I hope this letter finds you well. To formally resign from my position, and then you have to write your position, then last working day, all these details. And if you can give the details, last working day is, say, October 4th, and notice of 1 month, and then you can like write, I am senior engineer. So it will generate the response accordingly. See, it has generated the response accordingly, and it added that term effective from October 4th. So see how fast it is to write an application. So if you are in a school and say you want to write a letter to the principal asking about, say, making a playground in your school or a park in your school. Say, I am Anirban Dasgupta, teacher at IGNOU school at Kolkata, write a letter to principal to permit for a playground for students asking for funds of 1 lakh. You see, this is a completely new letter. And see, the formatting is perfectly approximately 1 lakh. And see, it has generated things out of its own intelligence, like running track, the equipment. And you can just copy this. So this is one way to copy. Another way I teach you. So here you can read this aloud if you are not able to. It's okay. And second is you can have copy button here. So you can just press copy and then you can paste it here. So now if you do this, so you have to remove all these things, like here's a draft letter, I have to remove this. And there are some formatting issues, like here instead of bold you're getting star star. So whatever you feel like, if you just do a copy and paste, then you have to do some editing on this, like these stars. So these stars basically mean this text was bolded. And it has created IGNOU school, something like that. Okay. And maybe I want to bring this to one page. This sounds good. Maybe I will save this to demo. I can share you the demo file. Okay. So moving on to the next thing, writing CVs and resumes. Now this is something which is you often require when you want to apply for a job, and creating a CV is a hectic thing, like you have to write many things, you have to omit many things, and how to write a CV is a very difficult thing. So I can ask ChatGPT to create a CV from me, create a CV, and it will take a profession to like modify the CV accordingly for a software engineer. Now, since this is an AI tool, it will create a fake CV. So you have to adjust. Like, so now it is using the memory. So I did not say what is the name, but it created my name. And see, anirban.dasgupta@example.com. Of course, this email ID does not exist, and it has created some fake LinkedIn addresses and GitHub address. But the format it gave is very nice. Now see the objective. Objective is like it's quite good. Like highly motivated software engineer over X years of experience. And see, it has given some programming skills. So this. Now this is a wonderful CV. Of course, if you have this kind of a CV, you will get a job anywhere, even in Google or Facebook. But like this is how you actually create a CV. So see, education, BTech. So it has created some dummy things like NIT Durgapur. Of course, I did not do anything from NIT Durgapur, but now you can easily replace this. But you get a very good guidelines that how to make your CV, and just by changing few details, you actually come up with a very nice CV. And how much time it took? It took few seconds. And if you just edit these uh, data, it will take very less time. And you can also create a CV by custom data. Like you can say about your experience and your actual details, and it will create a CV for you. Okay, next, check out for the next thing, report. Now, writing a report is again a very hectic thing, you know. It's really time consuming. You typically might take a week to write a report. So what can we write a report? So first of all, right now I am not getting any idea what report shall I write. So let's take the idea from ChatGPT itself. Suggest me 3 topics to write a report on, and it will suggest me 3 topics. So one is impact of AI on unemployment, sustainability in urban development, and cyber security. So since I'm using the free version, so it has told that the free version, I have the limit. So suggest me easy topics for report. So benefits of regular exercise. This can be a very nice topic. But let us say I would take this topic, history of major invention. Now you may be tempted to write a report on history of major inventions, but that may not be a very good report. Let us see how it works. Say write a report on the history of major inventions, and you see that it has given a very nice report. So first it says the wheel was invented in the printing press, steam engine, telephone, the light bulb, the airplane, then the computer, the internet, and it also gave a conclusion. But if you see this is a very small report. I can just, and again you can copy this and paste it into your Word file. So I can paste it to my Word file, and this is a 2-page report. If you want to write a 2-page report, this is fine. But again, I will tell you that you should always read the content. It may like provide random content because this is a generative tool. It may not fact check. So you have to fact check whatever is generated by this tool. But say instead of this, I will say that suggest me an outline for a report, for a, I mean say detailed report on Indian history, for example. This makes sense. Now let's see. So see, it started with the chapters. So first chapter, second is ancient history, medieval history, colonial India, post-independence India, cultural heritage, conclusion. So this is like a much better version. And then I can copy, and if I paste this makes more of a sense. So let's see what it can do. Business proposals. So let's say, as Dr. Sujata insisted me that I can share my experience about how to create a startup or how to make a startup. So first of all, you need a business proposal, but before business proposal, you need a business idea. And say you don't have high dreams, so you can ask ChatGPT that suggest me simple startup ideas which require very less funding. And my goodness, it suggested me 15 such ideas. So starting with freelancing services to now you can just copy this and I'll paste in my Word file. Now you see I have lot of things: freelance services, online tutoring, dropshipping, social media management, virtual handmade crafts. Let's say this is very exciting, handmade crafts. So you can make and sell handmade crafts and jewelry. So I will just copy this handmade crafts and let's see that. Let's ask ChatGPT that. So what we were trying to write? We were trying to write a business proposal. So create a business proposal for handmade crafts. Let's see. So it gave a business name also, Crafty Creations, handmade crafts. So this is your statement. And then these are your objectives. So what you want to make, so business description. So since this is not a business proposal class, this is a generative AI class. So I will not read this. I'll share this document anyway, but it doesn't matter. You can create your own business idea and own business proposals. And let's paste this. Great. Okay, what's next? So meeting agendas. Now say you are already doing something. Say IGNOU wants to open a new course. So suggest a business meeting agenda for creating new online programs by IGNOU. See, so it created a wonderful meeting agenda. So how? So it will welcome the participants, then it will tell the objective, then market research, etc., brainstorming, and for each it has given the time. So 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So this is the first meeting agenda, and if you calculate the time, it's a very perfect meeting agenda. See, closing remarks, action items, everything is there. Now you can, but before this generative AI and tools like this, how difficult was it to create a meeting agenda? I will not say this is a perfect meeting agenda, but still you have something on your plate, and which is pretty good. See, these are pretty good. So I'm just copying this for your reference. Okay, so what was the next on the table? Meeting agenda. Creating certificates. Say some XYZ has performed an internship under me. So create a certificate for online workshop for being an instructor in an online workshop conducted by IGNOU. So making this certificate is a big deal, writing the contents of this, but see, it created the certificate. Now, since this is a free version, it cannot create logo. So here you have to insert the logo, the instruction name and things. And see, you have a very nice certificate. Now, typically all these are not left aligned, it should be middle aligned. Now this looks like a good certificate. And you can put an IGNOU logo here. So how to put IGNOU logo, you can just paste this, and I think this is the logo we can use. Maybe we'll paste here. This makes sense. And certified that instruction name, you can write my name, my title, any start date, end date. And see, within a minute, I have created, or rather ChatGPT has created, or with the help of ChatGPT, I have created a certificate for myself maybe. Okay, now let's move on to the next thing, flyers and brochures. So let's make a flyer and brochure. Create a flyer and brochure for this workshop on Gen AI. So now again, it is not a design thing, but it creates the outline of my flyer. So these will be the things, this will be the overview. So you can make short handouts. So since time is limited, I would recommend you to try these other things by yourself. And we will move on to the next application, which is use of ChatGPT in PowerPoint. So let me close the Word and let me open PowerPoint. And I think let us pick up any small common topic. We will create a presentation and we will move step by step how to create the presentation. So first we will open PowerPoint. And I'll just open a blank PowerPoint. And it says click to add first slide, first title, this. Now, how will you start a presentation? Let's say we will start with a very basic thing, which all of you probably know, and that is grammar. And let's say create a tutorial presentation on parts of speech. And it will give me the outline. So this is the title slide. And the title slide, this is the title. So you can copy this title, understanding the parts of speech, and just replace this, understanding the parts of speech. You can add a subtitle, a comprehensive tutorial. And I can write my name and etc. So let me save this. And I'll save this again as demo. Then this is slide 1. Slide 1, it says introduction to parts of speech. You copy this and paste this. So in PowerPoint, you have to do a little bit more effort, because Word, you just copied everything and pasted. But in PowerPoint, you have different slides. So that's why you have to paste every content. So what are parts of speech? So this is my slide 1. So you can like paste here. parts of speech. And then content, you have the definition and you have the importance. It's not taking it. So definition and importance you can. And similarly, you can like add your stuff like slide 2, you can add nouns. So add one more, basic nouns. And the content you can just copy it. Where did that go? Stop. Deposition. What is copying now? Nouns. Copy. And similarly, you can proceed with the others. And then now you can actually add color or other things. Say maybe I want to fill this with orange and the color as this. You can use some smart art like this. Then definition you can. These are all your design things. And this makes the presentation look good. Same you can do for this. So where is the other presentation gone? Is it closed? Or did I close it? This is the so this is one thing. And then it can suggest you some elements like say you want to show, say in your batch I want suggest visual elements for a slide to show the distribution of students from humanities, commerce, science and computer science background. So it has suggested a lot of things, like you can use pie chart and say let us put some number. So if I put some number, so here if you go to insert and you have charts, so you can use these charts. So this is a bar graph, which is this one. You can also, and then you can use insert the data, actual data, and then create the charts. Bar graph, stacked column graph, donut chart. If you have doubt, you can copy this and search in Google that what is this chart. So this is a donut chart. So this is also very attractive. Then Venn diagram, I'm sure you know what is a Venn diagram. Infographic. What is infographic? If you want to see, just infographic. So this is an infographic. These are infographics. So it can help you make excellent presentations. Then it can correct your grammar, like as it's written. So polishing language and correcting grammar. So suppose you're not so good in English, but you have written something like, I want to learn English. And language spelling, if I write English is wrong spelling, then language. So I have deliberately written wrong. For get job. So this is a grammatically as well as spelling wise, this is a wrong sentence. Correct the sentence. So I want to learn English to get a job. This is the corrected version of a sentence. You can also polish the sentence. I want to improve my English skills to enhance my job prospects. So this is a polished version of the sentence. So lot of things can be made. So if you want to create the presentation like this presentation, so if you say I want to create the presentation for school boys, so create a 3-slide PPT on Indian independence for a school boy of 3rd standard. What is Independence Day? 15th August, red flag, heroes of importance, and celebration. How do you celebrate? But create it for a professional history lecturer. Now you see it will create something else. Now see, so the content is pretty different. It has a lot of complex and advanced stuff. So this is all for today's lecture. We have kind of 10 minutes to go. So I would request you to interact and we will take up the questions. So first let us know how was the session.
It was good, sir.
Okay, so did you learn anything new?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For PPT, definitely I learned new things.
Okay. So let us take the question answers quickly. Okay, so can you please elaborate a bit on discriminative AI which is different from AI? This is a question from Sayan Bhattacharya. See, this is not the class to explain discriminative AI and generative AI because that requires some knowledge about AI. But to understand from a very basic point of view, so generative AI means I want to create something which does not exist. Like you have seen some posts in Facebook or things where you are seeing a lot of things and they are saying that it is generated by AI. So generative AI basically means that thing which does not actually exist. So if I take a photograph, that scene actually exists. So if I can give you an example that scenery. So this scenery, so this is by some human being. This is by some kid. This is a painting. A real scenery. This is not. This is a real scenery. This is a real scenery, right? And this is captured by a camera. But if you see a scenery, AI generated scenery. So this is a landscape which is generated by AI. This looks realistic, but this does not exist in real. Okay. Whereas discriminative AI is basically classifying things into categories, like whether this is a scenery, whether this is a cold place, this is a warm place. So given a scenery, what can you determine from that? And generative AI is the opposite. Given the details, how can I generate things? And that can be generating an image or generating a piece of text, anything. Okay, so then disadvantage of ChatGPT in PSU. So it depends on what applications you are doing. So if you want to make reports, as I said, so this is from Srinath Das. So Srinath, first thing is that advantages means you can quickly make your reports if you have to make reports in your PSU. And you can, as I said, that meeting agenda. So you will have some meetings probably in your PSU. So you can quickly set your meeting agendas in your PSUs. Disadvantage means if you only solely rely on ChatGPT, then you may fall into trouble because you have to verify whatever it has generated. For example, there was a chatbot in some company and it generated some claim to a customer which claim does not actually exist. And then the company went into trouble. So what free resources can be used for excelling in AI usage? Well, I think ChatGPT is the best resource, and you can ask this question to ChatGPT itself: that what free resources can be used for excelling in ChatGPT AI users, and it will give you something. Will we get a? This is I'm not the person to answer this. Will we get a certificate? So I cannot give you certificate. So maybe you can contact Dr. Sujata. So any other questions you have?
Sir, I have one question. So let's say in the free version, as of now, the outputs are limited to text only, right? So like in the paid version, is that can we generate documents and images
Yes,
in the paid version?
You can. So for that, I took a 1 month subscription. So yes, you can generate.
So is it both similar for the Chat GPT as well as Gemini AI? Gemini
AI, actually the underlying model is different, so it will generate. Maybe for the same prompt, you will get different generations. But Gemini AI paid version I have never used. So, but Gemini AI can generate images in the free version also. I think so. I have not used much of Gemini AI.
And so one more thing, just because when we tend to search results, so let's say after 5 or 10 answers, it creates a very basic outline of how the answers will be generated, right? It generalizes the things.
Yes.
Like the answer will be given in points, these like these. So I mean, how can we differentiate? Like how can we distinguish which type of answer do we want to generate? It gives us according to that. Like let's say in some of the cases we want to generate an essay, so we have to specifically write like generate an essay on this topic.
Correct. So
okay, sir.
See, initially you don't have anything before ChatGPT. You have to write everything. You have to use your hard brain. So this is just an assistive tool for you, so that it will assist you writing it. It will not create everything on its own. So if you are so lazy that you want everything the ChatGPT will create, then you might end up in trouble. So it will just help you in getting the process, but then you have to use your head and then do those things. Got it?
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Sir, I want to ask that in the different versions of GPT, the extensions such as 3.54 are used, like ChatGPT 3.5, ChatGPT 4. Now, what does those? Can you just tell what does those extensions denote, like 3.54?
Yes. So 4 is updated or trained with more latest technology, and then it will generate a better response. 3.5 is not trained with the very latest technology. So if you want to add some new things, like which is very current, very recent, so it may not be able to help you out. But the free version is good enough for basic purposes. So if you are really an expert and you want advanced coding, then maybe 4 is required. But for just an assistance purpose, 3.5 is good enough.
Yes, sir. So I have some basic idea like GPT-4 is more creative than GPT 3.5.
How do you define more creative?
So like when I give any prompt regarding writing any reflections, sir, actually I'm a content writer, so sometimes I have to write reflections, say personal reflections. So on that, in such situations, if I use GPT 3.5, it gives more generic sort of responses, and
Yes,
if GPT 4 is
yes,
used, it gives
yes,
more emotions and feelings.
yes. But then you can make your GPT 3.5 also to create. So you have to be better at your prompt engineering, at what prompt you are using. So if you can
Okay.
write that, make the response emotional, then it will help you do that. But the GPT-4 probably it will understand things and it will generate, take less prompt and generate better.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So if there are no more questions, then we can meet again tomorrow at 11:30. So I would request hand over the mic to Dr. Sujata.
Sir, just one question.
Yes, sure.
Sir, why should we use ChatGPT if we are confident about our brain?
So this is a question that. So I'll just ask you. So did you take tuition teachers?
Tuitions? Yes, I did.
So weren't you confident of your in class school teacher?
You are right, sir, but some courses I have done without any outside support, like IGNOU. In IGNOU, we study
Correct.
material.
Okay, let's give you one more thing. So suppose, so you know cooking?
Yes, Bhumi on Kisan, DD Kisan.
No, cooking.
Booking.
Yes, khana banana.
Oh, cooking. Yes, I know cooking. Yes.
Yes. So, so do you keep a maid for your hostel or your room or cook? Will you ever buy like make
Oh,
keep
yes.
a cook?
I have a maid at home.
So why do you keep a cook even though you know cooking?
I cannot cook that better.
Or maybe you want to save time.
Yes.
So that's what. So your brain can do the work, but ChatGPT can save your time because your brain can do better. That is no doubt, but it will
Mhm.
take a lot of time to create that content. Whereas ChatGPT can do that in few seconds. That is one thing. And sometimes it can create better content than your brain. So you may not start up with an idea. You will think in one direction, but ChatGPT can think in different directions.
Okay, sir.
I should
Got
not
it.
be focusing on ChatGPT or saying ChatGPT because I would say generative AI because I'm not advertising ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm. Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a quick question on the generative
Yes.
AI. This is regarding the ethical considerations that one should have when using the generative AI for an organization. So if you can talk about some of the ethical considerations
So tomorrow
one
I
should
have
take.
some plans. Yeah, tomorrow I have some plans about the ethical considerations. So I'll discuss that.
Okay, thank you.
So over to Dr. Sujata.
and WhatsApp Telegram group for the same purpose? Is it
Yes,
created
I'll
by
send
the
the PPT. I'll send the PPT in the chat box itself, or shall I? Maybe I'll send it to Dr. Sujata and she will share with you. So I'll send it after tomorrow's session, because tomorrow I have some content in the presentation. So I'll send everything together tomorrow. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks a ton, sir.
Welcome.